Hello and welcome back. Okay, let's get to work. Manos a la obra. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Blanca, are you an expert on Roman history?
No, I'm not.
No?
I wish I were.
I wish I were. Ask Maria Jose if she's an expert on Roman history.
Are you an expert on Rome history?
Roman.
On Roman history?
No, I'm not.
All right, well, ask me when Rome became a republic.
When did Rome become a republic?
Rome became a republic around 500 BC. Ask me what BC means.
What does BC mean?
BC means before Christ. And ask me what Rome was before it became a republic.
What was Rome before it became a
Before
republic?
it became.
Before it became a republic.
Good. Repeat, please. Está bien.
What was Rome before it became a republic?
What was Rome before it became a republic? It was a monarchy. Okay. Ask me how long Rome was a republic.
How long was Rome a republic?
Rome was a republic for about 450 years. Okay. Ask me what Rome became after that.
What Rome became?
Pregunta.
What did Rome become after that?
After that? Okay. Rome became an empire based on a monarch, but basically a monarchy again, but not a normal monarchy, based on emperors. Okay, but not a republic with democratic institutions. Okay, and ask me what the best moment was of the Roman Republic.
What was the best moment on the of the Roman Republic?
Probably the best moment of the Roman Republic was in the period of the Punic Wars. Ask Blanca if she has ever heard of the Punic Wars.
Have you ever heard of the Punic Wars?
No, I haven't.
Ask Maria Jose if she knows how to say the Punic Wars in Spanish.
Do you know how to say
The
the
Punic.
Punic War in Spanish?
Yes, I do.
How do you say it?
Guerras Púnicas.
Las Guerras Púnicas. Now, ask me who the most important person was in the Punic Wars.
Who was the most important person in the Punic
Wars.
Wars?
Well, ask me how many Punic Wars there were.
How many Punic Wars were there?
There were 3. Okay. Ask me which one was the most important.
Which one was the most important?
Well, probably the last one because it finished, but the middle one was very, very important, the Punic War. And ask me when these wars took place.
When did those wars take place?
Okay. They took place more or less between 250 BC and 150 BC. Ask me if they took place before Julius Caesar was born.
Did they take place before Julius Caesar was born?
Yes. They took place before he was born. Okay. Ask me how many years after the last war he was born.
How many years was he after he?
The last. Ask me how many years after the last war Caesar was born.
How many years after the last war was born Julius Caesar?
Was Julius Caesar?
Was Julius Caesar born?
He was born about 60 years or 70 years after the last Punic War. And ask me who the war was between.
Who was the war between?
The war was between Rome and Carthage. Ask Blanca if she has ever heard of Carthage.
Have you ever heard of Carthage?
Carthage. Cartilage is cartílago.
Yes.
Carthage. Cartago.
Yes, I have.
All right. Ask me where Carthage was located.
Where is Carthage located?
Where is, se puede decir, but
Where was Carthage located?
It was located in North Africa, on the coast, in what is today Tunisia. Ask me if there are still some ruins of Carthage in Tunisia.
Are there still some ruins of Carthage in Tunisia?
Yes, there are, but not many. There are very few ruins. Ask me why there are very few ruins.
Why were there?
Why are there?
Why are there so
few
ruins?
Ruins.
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 Como si fuera una E.
Ruins.
Because the Romans destroyed Carthage completely and put salt on the ground to destroy the land. Okay? Now, ask me if the Carthaginians were similar to the Romans.
Were the Carthaginians similar to the Romans?
No, they weren't. Ask me why they were so different.
Why were they so different?
The Carthaginians were descendants of the Phoenicians from what is today Lebanon. So they were Asian people. And the Romans, of course, were from the center of Italy, Latium, in that area, Latin people. So they were quite different. Ask me why they had wars.
Why
Did they?
did they have wars?
They had wars because there was competition to control the Mediterranean, the commerce and the trade in the Mediterranean. All right? Ask me if Carthage was older than Rome.
Was Carthage older than Rome?
Yes, it was. It was older than Rome. Okay? And ask me ask me who won the war.
Who won the war?
Rome won the war. Okay? And ask me who the most important general was for the Roman armies.
Who was the most important general
For the Roman
army?
armies?
Armies?
The most important general for the Roman armies was Scipio. Scipio. Ask me how to say his name in Spanish.
How do you his name?
How do you say?
How do you say his name in Spanish?
Escipión. El africano, they say. Okay? Yeah, he's Scipio. Ask me who the most important general was for the Carthaginians.
Who was the most important general for the Carthaginians? Carthaginians?
Tienes que hablar más alto.
Yes.
Hannibal. Hannibal. Have you ever heard of Hannibal?
Sure.
Okay. And ask me if Hannibal spent much time in Italy.
Did Hannibal spend much time in Italy?
Yes, he did. Ask me how long he was in Italy.
How long was he in Italy?
He was in Italy for about 15 years. Okay. Ask me if he won a lot of battles in Italy.
Did he win a lot of battles in Italy?
Yes, he did. Ask me how many battles he won.
How many battles did he win?
He won 3 or 4 battles. Okay. And ask me why he didn't conquer Rome.
Why didn't he conquer Rome?
That is something that nobody knows why. Yeah, nobody knows why. But he won every battle and he decided not to enter Rome. He continued south to the south of Italy. All right? Ask me if Hannibal spent much time in Spain.
Did Hannibal spend a lot of time in Spain?
Yes, he did. He spent a lot of time in Spain. Ask me why.
Why did he spend a lot of time in Spain?
Because part of Spain, the Spain of Murcia, Alicante, and Almeria, and that area, and Valencia, were under Carthaginian power. Okay? Now, ask me when Julius Caesar was born.
When was Julius Caesar born?
He was born in 100 BC. Tell Blanca to ask me how old he was when he died.
Ask him how old he was when he died.
How old was he when he died?
He was 56 when he died. Ask me where he died.
Where did he die?
He died in Rome. Ask me if he died at home.
Did he die at home?
No, he didn't. Tell Blanca to ask me where he died.
Ask him where he died.
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 Where did he die?
He died in the Roman Senate.
What is Senate?
Senate. In Madrid, which is the capital of Spain, there are 2 houses of parliament. What you call the Congreso de Diputados, the Congress of Deputies, and the Senate.
Senado.
Okay. Yeah. So he died in the Roman Senate. Ask me if he died of a heart attack.
Did he die of heart attack?
Of a heart attack?
Did he die of a heart attack?
No, he didn't. Ask me if he died of a stroke.
Did he die?
Did he die?
Did he die?
Did he die?
Did he die of stroke?
Of a stroke. ¿Qué pasa con los artículos hoy? Of a stroke. No, he didn't. Okay. Ask me if he died of an epileptic fit.
Did he die of an
Die.
Did he die of an
Epileptic.
Epileptic.
Fit?
Fit.
Un ataque. Se dice fit. No, he didn't, although Julius Caesar suffered epilepsy. Yeah, not strong, but he suffered epilepsy. No, he didn't. Ask me how he died.
How did he die?
He was assassinated. Ask me who assassinated him.
Who assassinated him?
Pasalo, por favor.
Who assassinated him?
Good. 23 people simultaneously, okay? 23 senators. Ask me what happened to those senators.
What happened to those senators?
Nothing. Initially. Okay. Ask me what ultimately happened to them.
What happened
To them?
to them ultimately?
Most of them died. Well, all of them died, of course, but most of them were killed for that crime. Most of them. And ask me who became the leader after Caesar died.
Who became the leader after Julius Caesar died?
Basically, two people became the leader of Rome after Caesar died. The two most important. They were Octavius and Mark Antony. Ask me if Octavius and Mark Antony were friends.
Were Octavia and Mark Antony friends?
Friends. Not really. They were not enemies necessarily, but they were together, okay, ruling Rome. Ask me if they won an important battle.
Did they win an important battle?
Yes, they did. Ask me where the battle took place.
Where did the battle take place?
The battle took place in an area of what is today, I think, Macedonia or Kosovo, in that area of the Balkans, the old Yugoslavia. Ask me who they fought against.
Who did they fight against?
They fought against Brutus, Brutus and Cassius, who had been involved in the assassination of Julius Caesar. And ask me if they killed those two men.
Did they kill those two men?
They killed one of them. They killed Cassius. Ask me what happened to Brutus.
What happened to Brutus?
He committed suicide. Ask me if he committed suicide during the battle.
Did he commit a suicide?
Ahora sí.
Okay.
Did he?
Did he commit suicide during the battle?
No, he didn't. Ask me when he committed suicide.
When did he commit suicide?
Sí, es curioso. Suicidarse en inglés se dice cometer suicidio. He committed suicide later at night, that same night, after they lost the battle. And ask me if Octavius and Mark Antony became friends.
Did Octavius and Mark Antony become friends?
No, they didn't. Okay. Ask me if they decided to divide the empire.
Did they decide to divide the empire?
Con V, no? Divide?
Divide the
Yes,
empire.
they decided divide. Ask me which part of the empire Mark Antony took.
Which part of the empire did Mark Antony take?
He took the eastern part that included Cleopatra. Okay. All right. And ask me if Mark Antony died in Egypt.
Did Mark Antony die in Egypt?
Yes, he did. Ask me how he died.
How did he die?
He committed suicide. Ask me why.
Why did he commit suicide?
Because Octavius had won the battles and was taking the eastern part as well. And asked me if Cleopatra committed suicide at the same time.
Did Cleopatra commit suicide at the same time?
No, she didn't. Ask me how many days later she committed suicide.
How many days later did he commit?
Did she?
How many days later did she commit suicide?
I don't know. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days later. Ask me how she committed suicide.
How did she commit suicide?
With poisonous snakes. Okay. Poisonous snakes. Okay. And ask me what Octavius did after that.
What did Octavius do after that?
He established the Roman Empire, and he eliminated the Republic and the institutions of the Republic. Ask me if that was a good decision.
Was that a good decision?
Decision.
Decision?
Probably it was. I think it was a good decision. Ask me why I think it was a good decision.
Why do you think it was a good decision?
Because the last 100 years of the Republic had been very unstable, extremely unstable. Okay, the period of Caesar, Marius, people in that area, it was extremely unstable. And asked me how long Augustus managed to control the empire.
How long did
Augustus. Que es Octavius, es lo mismo.
Okay. How long did Octavius
Manage
to control
the empire.
The empire?
Well, he was alive until, he died in about 15 or 20 AD, after Christ. Okay, and he began the empire in 27 BC. So it was a long time, 40 years. Okay, but it continued to be very stable for the next 150 years, which is the period of what we call in English and in Spanish and in Latin, La Pax Romana. La Paz Romana was during that period. So he established the basis for a strong empire and a very peaceful empire. Okay? And asked me if I like reading Roman history.
Do you like reading Roman history?
I like history in general. Okay, asked me if I'm reading a book now about Julius Caesar.
Are you reading a book now about Julius Caesar?
No, I'm not. Ask me what kind of book I'm reading now.
What kind of book are you reading now?
I'm reading a novel. Ask me how many pages there are in the novel.
How many pages are there in the novel?
Ooh, over 1,000 pages. Tell her to ask me how long it's going to take me to finish the book.
Ask him how long did...
Tell her to ask me how long it is going to take me to finish the book.
Ask him how long it's going to take him to read the book.
How long is it going to take you to finish reading the book?
A este ritmo, ¿cómo se dice?
At this pace?
At this pace, yes. Or at this rate, se dice más, rate. At this rate, it'll take me a year, all right? Because I don't have time to read. Ask me if I read ask me if I read any pages from the book yesterday.
Did you read any pages from the book yesterday?
Yes, I did. Ask me how many pages I read.
How many pages did you read?
About 4. Okay. Ask me why I couldn't read anymore.
Why couldn't you read anymore?
Because yesterday I was distracted by some family questions, okay, so I couldn't read it, okay? And so ask me if I'm reading more than one book at the same time.
Are you reading more than one book at the same time?
Not now, okay. But tell Maria Jose if I usually read more than one book at the same time.
Ask him if he usually read more than one book.
If he usually can?
If he usually reads more than one book at the same time.
Suena fatal cuando no pones la S, ¿eh?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do you usually read more than one book at the same time?
Yes, I do. I usually do, but not right now. Okay, now, ask me if I would start a second book if I had time.
Would you start a second book if you have time?
If you?
Had time?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would start a book if I had time. Ask me if I would change professions if I had the money.
Would you change professions if you had money?
The money?
Yes.
The money to do it? No, I wouldn't, okay? Ask me if I would ask for more water if this cup were empty.
Would you ask for more water if that cup were empty?
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 Yes, I would. I would ask for more water. Ask me if I would continue giving this class on TV if they stopped paying me.
Would you continue giving this class if they stopped it? If they stopped paying you?
Paying you?
If you stopped.
If
they stopped paying you?
Yes, I would. I would not continue. I work for money.
Of course.
Do you work for money or for free?
No, I work for money.
Are you a mercenary?
I'm not.
But you work for money.
But I need money to survive.
Okay. Now, ask me if I would buy a new house if I won the Christmas lottery.
Would you buy a new house if you won the Christmas lottery?
No, I wouldn't buy a new house. Well, it depends on how much. I mean, if I won millions and millions, of course, yes, I would buy a new house. Ask me where I would buy it.
Where would you buy it?
I would buy it in this city. Ask me if I would buy a house or a flat.
Would you buy a house or flat?
Or a flat.
Or a flat.
I would buy a flat. Ask me where I would buy the flat.
Where would you buy the flat?
Next to one of the major parks. Yeah, there are two big parks in Madrid, and I would buy a flat, a penthouse, overlooking the park. Okay, and asked me if I would decorate the house myself.
Would you decorate the house yourself?
No, I wouldn't. Asked me who would decorate it.
Who
would?
Who would decorate it?
Probably my wife would decorate it. Asked me if my wife has good taste for decoration.
Does your wife have a good taste?
No.
Okay. Does your wife have good taste for decoration?
Yes, she does. Okay. Asked me if my wife has good taste in general.
Does your wife have a good taste?
Sin a. ¿Tiene buen gusto? No tiene un buen gusto.
Yes. Does your wife have good taste for decoration?
In general.
In general.
Yes, she does. Okay. Ask me if she speaks English well.
Does she speak English well?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. En caso del cuchillo de palo, no se aplica aquí. Yes, she speaks quite well. Asked me if she spoke English well when I met her.
Did she speak English well when you met her?
Not too well. Not too well. Asked me if she had ever lived abroad when I met her.
Had she lived abroad? Have she lived abroad?
No. Yeah.
Had she
Yes.
lived abroad when you met her?
Yes, she had. Asked me where she had gone.
Where had she gone?
She'd gone to Cork. Do you know where Cork is? Where's Cork?
I don't know.
You don't know. Tell Blanca to ask me where Cork is.
Ask him where Cork is.
Where is Cork?
Cork.
Cork.
It's in Ireland. Ask me if it's in Northern Ireland.
Is it in Northern Ireland?
No, it's not. It's the opposite. It's in the south. And ask me what is special about Cork. What's special?
What's special about Cork?
Well, it's the second most important city in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland. Okay, it's the second most important city, Cork. Ask me what Cork is important for.
What is Cork important for?
Well, for many things, for fishing, for industry, for agriculture, for everything. Cork's very important. Ask me if it's easy to understand the people in Cork.
Is it easy to understand the people in Cork?
The first day, no. The second or third day, you begin to understand them. All right? And ask me how old my wife was when she went to Cork.
How old was your wife when she went to Cork?
She was 17. Ask me if I knew her at that time.
Did you know her at that time?
No, I didn't. Ask me what I was doing when she was in Cork.
What were you doing when she was in Cork?
I honestly think I was here. I was here in my first months in Madrid, or in Spain, yeah, or in Barcelona. I don't remember where I was in the summer. But in August of that year, I was here. I was 20 at that time. Okay? And ask me how old I was when I met my wife.
How old were you when you met your wife?
I was 23, I think, when I met my wife. Ask me how old she was.
How old was she when you met her?
I think she was 21 when I met her. She's 2.5 years younger than I am. And asked me if she spoke English well at that time.
Did she speak English well at that time?
No, she didn't. Asked me how long it took her to gain a good ability with the language.
How long did it take her to gain a good ability with the English?
With English?
With English.
The English? No, seriously. With the language.
Yes.
It didn't take her long. It took her only about a year once we were married, because she needed to speak to my parents. Asked me if we got married in the States.
Did you get married in the States?
Yes, we did. But we got married here first. All right. And then we got married later in the States. Asked me how many months later we got married.
How many months later
did you
get married in the States?
We got married about 7 months later, because it was easier to get married again than to validate the wedding from here. It was bureaucratic problems. So we just decided to get married again. All right. Asked me if we got married in the church, in a church in the States.
Did you get married in a church in the States?
No, we didn't. We got married in front of a justice of the peace, juez de paz. In Spain, yes, in a church, but in the States, in front of a justice of the peace. Okay, it's time to say goodbye for the moment. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. And I'll be back in just a few minutes with one student, okay? So sit tight, stay still, don't go away for too long. I give you 5 minutes permission. and we'll continue in just a few minutes. Thank you.